I've been playing City Skylines and building a city that is sort of mostly just out of my imagination, but I also tend to wind up inspiring a lot of the things that I put into my cities by real places which have been special to me, like towns I used to spend time walking around in. And I was thinking about how we sometimes think about the importance or relevance of a place, and we judge it in terms of, what are the amenities? What is it that makes a place attractive or not attractive, etc. But quite often, what makes a place special is the experiences that we've had while we were there. It's the memories. It's the relationships that we've had. It's all of those things that really have nothing to do with the amenities of a town or what retailers are there or how walkable the street layout is. It's not really those technical things that make a city feel special many times. It's that there were special experiences in our lives that happened and made all of it feel like it was meaningful. So I guess maybe sometimes the best thing you can do is to completely walk away from a place and find a new environment, maybe a change of scenery. Because sometimes when you feel like you're stuck in a rut, if you always see the same places and the same people, and you always look at things and have similar memories about what happened there and all of that kind of thing, sometimes it can just be a bit of a drain, I think, because instead of seeing the world through a fresh lens, you look at the world through maybe a bit of a filter that's jaded by the past. It can be a positive, it can be a negative. You can have sort of to be haunted by the past because of familiar places that have their memories that come with them. Or you could be maybe inspired by the past and have a sort of a nostalgia about a place because of good things that have happened there before. Or maybe it's just a bit of both. In any case, I was also thinking about how important it is to really just fit in all of the things you can into each of the little cracks of time you have in your day. Life is so filled with moments that are fleeting and transient, and before you know it, your life has faded from one chapter into the next. And it's so important to make the most out of the days you have. It's amazing how if you spent time in a place, it could feel like it's just another everyday Friday night, and then you look back and a decade has passed and that's an old place that you haven't been to for a while. And then you think about all the different things that you took for granted before. And sometimes it's just important to realize that we really owe it to ourselves to have a great experience as much as possible, to enjoy the life you have, to enjoy the day that you have, to always try to take the moments that you have and spare time and make the most of it, to get a little bit more value out of it, to spend time doing things that you're going to cherish, to go for that walk and enjoy enjoy looking up at the stars and walking around the neighborhood, whatever it might be, but just to be present in the moment and in the places that you call home, because inevitably those places won't be there forever. And even if you can go back to the places where you were, you can't go back to the times which once have been. And that's the melancholy of it all, that you can never really go back to any place in time. Because no matter how much you want to go back, you can't. Even if we're just saying, go back to an hour ago, you can't go back to an hour ago. That's also a memory that you'll never get back. And so let it be something that you cherish. Let these moments in your life be things that add value and meaning. And, you know, if you've always been saying you wanted to play that particular video game in your library, you always wanted to read a book, or you always wanted to keep a journal, or whatever it might be, start making a point to say, I'm going to do those things, you know, not later this year, not eventually, not the New Year's resolution at the beginning of the year that you don't stick to and then you fall off the wagon a little bit. Let those things be stuff that you do right now. Do it today, and make now the moment of change in your life. And try to make every moment memorable. Try to make every day memorable. I always try to keep a journal these days of what I did every day. And the crazy thing is, it's so easy for, say, 5 days to go by, and then I realize I've got to look back and actually try to remember what happened. What did I do 5 days ago? And isn't it crazy? You know, it seems like it's Monday, it's the beginning of the week, and then next thing you know, here we are. It's Friday, and it's like the whole week just went by and I didn't even realize what I did and where that time went. And it's just pretty crazy how quickly life can go by without you even realizing. But if you keep a journal, if you keep a record of what you've been doing, and you kind of, you know, try to be more mindful about it, then you can also look back on those experiences and remember the value that you got out of those things. You can kind of take a mental snapshot of things that you don't want to forget, and reflect on them at a later time. So I definitely recommend journaling as a positive experience to just help you to kind of stay grounded and keep track of what it is you're actually doing. And we often think to ourselves, you know, well, I'm me, so I know what I'm doing. But then do we really know what we are doing with the time we have in our lives? And I think many times we don't. You know, if I said, I want you to, you know, write me an email about what you have done over the last week. What did you accomplish last week? You know, you'd probably start to panic because the first thing that comes to your mind is, you know, shoot, I wasn't really prepared to give account for that, right? So that's kind of how it is, you know, in life. We think that we know what we're doing. We think that we live our lives mindfully, but the truth is much of our life winds up being sort of on some kind of autopilot. And if we can break that habit and get away from it a little bit more, it will do good in our lives, because we will be able to keep a just and regular account of our time. Sometimes life feels daunting. It's hard to know, you know, what should you do with your time even. But I think a good starting point is to always know what it is that you are doing right now, and always know what it is you plan to do next. And if you could just do that, just know what you're doing right now and know what you intend to do next, that would itself help you a lot as you make an effort to be more mindful in the future and to have a better life overall. In any case, wherever you find yourself, try to celebrate the experiences in life, because usually it's not very long until the things that we cherish in life fade away and turn into just memories in the distance behind us. Make every moment count as much as you can. And as always, good luck on your adventure. Till next time, thanks so much for watching.